You know, it's shocking to say the least about how simply apathetic people can be in the gacha space, especially towards those who have already suffered at the hands of companies who exploit their players through obfuscation. When I made my video about the Pulse Hunt banner, I got an overwhelmingly positive response to my video on YouTube. And I suppose that made me a little delulu into thinking that I could post on Reddit about how unfair that banner is to other players. So I posted on the official LADS Reddit that got taken down, the unofficial LADS Reddit, r forward slash Atomi Games, and on r forward slash Gacha Gaming. Was it a stretch to post it all there? Yeah, maybe, but I posted this in multiple places because more people need to know about this. The type of shenanigans that Infold did with the Pulse Hunt banner could potentially set some precedent for future gacha games, and I want to stop that from happening. Love in Deep Space is my priority, but all of gacha needs to clean up its act. And I mean, I just wanted to draw attention to the issue, and my post did just that, but not in the way that I had hoped. But before I go into all of that, I just want to put a disclaimer. I am personally not a victim of this banner. I didn't pull any dupes, and I was pretty lucky with the ones that I got, especially since I didn't even realize that the first crate was random. But I got lucky anyway. But my heart goes out to all of the players who got the short end of the stick. Me being fortunate or being more aware doesn't stop me from speaking up and advocating for players who experienced the banner poorly. I just wanted to inform people of what was happening because everyone else's posts on the matter eventually got buried by all of the other things we were posting, but the responses were so mixed on Reddit, if not leaning negatively towards my post. While quite a handful of this community basically said, well, gacha is gacha, but in my mind I'm thinking, gacha is gacha, yes, but can't gacha be at least fair for its players? Now that's probably a naive way of thinking, but what can I do? I'm an optimist. But even after explaining that the banner caused many players to pull multiple dupes consistently for the same memory over and over again, people didn't see anything wrong with that, mainly because it didn't happen to them. Saying that if you're complaining about dupes, then you're new to gacha or gacha's not for you. But the thing is, I'm not complaining about dupes. Neither are the people I'm trying to defend and represent. We're all trying to make the point that multiple dupes of the same memory back to back, even after that blasted random crate gives you the same freaking dupe, is bonkers. And oh my god, that crate gave me headaches. The major issue with that crate is that it wasn't labeled in-game on the preview screen that it was random. It looked like any other crate we would get from any other banner. Yes, you can click on it and it'll say random, but just looking at the icon itself, there is no difference to what it would have been on any other banner. You can't deny that human beings are fundamentally visual creatures. We rely on our eyesight and on the images we see 1000%. Human beings are also habitual creatures. We're, for the lack of better term, like dogs. Once we're trained to see, think, or do something, we do that consistently. So in terms of LADS, when you feed us a selectable crate, after a selectable crate with the same exact icon, then suddenly make one of those crates a random crate with the same exact icon as the other crates, with no words or indication that it's any different, then of course we're going to think that it's another free selectable crate. So why would we bother clicking on it? And to briefly explain why people don't click on that crate, let me just dip into this hot topic for a little bit. The click-through rate of anything in marketing you put out is just proof that players, consumers, etc. will want to see the results or answers of something with the fewest amount of clicks possible. That's why you have people put links in their bios, or when you see an ad on Instagram or TikTok, when you click on it, it leads you directly to the checkout cart. The less clicks, the more interaction and follow through you have with your player base, with your market base, with whoever you're trying to target. So, one click to open the preview screen of the crates is literally the max amount of clicks for most average players. It's not habitual for us to click on every single crate because we've already been trained to assume that it's the same exact text over and over. It's a diabolical way of obscuring the truth from the players. And then let's discuss the social media posts about this crate. A handful of people have pointed out to me on Reddit that information about this banner was available on the LADS social media posts. Okay, so my initial thought was, oh, it must be on the summary posts of the 2.0 update that covered all the information you needed to know about the 2.0 update and its events. So I go to check that, and nothing. Zip. Zilch. Nada. There is no information on there talking about the crates. But thankfully, a really helpful Reddit user linked the post that explained the rules of this banner and of the crates. And when I tell you that it was just a wall of text, holy cow people, this is the exact opposite of a visually attractive marketing post. Minimal pictures, same fonts, same font sizes. It looks so infographic without the graphic part. They might as well have written an essay. Okay, fine. That might be too far. But from a marketing lens, this is not how you draw attention to something that's important. There is a reason why warning labels on things have big bold letters, bold colors, and with some pictures sometimes. Or when you see a store that's going out of business, there are huge signs in neon colors saying, "Going out of business." It's the easiest way to draw attention and to also get the message across as quick as possible to something that needs to be paid attention to. But this post was so blatantly boring to look at that most players would 100% skip this. I mean, with all the other posts that were coming out during that time, who would want to pay attention to a wall of text or pages that's just text and no pictures? The few of you who did read through everything, hey, pat on the back to you. Honestly, I'm happy for you, and I mean that with all sincerity. You know what you're doing in the gacha space, and that's awesome for you. But people, please have some empathy for players who are new to this, or perhaps players who didn't even know that this could even be a thing. Even myself, I missed this post. I assumed everything I needed to know was in the summary post that they had put out. Because isn't that the logical thing to think? Instead of looking for individual posts, which is incredibly time consuming, wouldn't it make sense to look at the summary posts? Isn't that something anyone would automatically assume? I guess, assuming makes an ass out of you and me, is what they say. And lastly, aren't these concerns valid in their own right? I mean, objectively speaking, don't these points make sense? Okay, God forbid the devs actually saw the masses of posts made by disgruntled players and made positive changes to the game, right? I don't understand why some responses, and I really do mean just some responses on my Reddit, were so negative. Like, wouldn't fair changes to LADS only benefit you? You just get an enhanced player experience since you don't have any complaints to begin with. Or are we just all supposed to let corporations take advantage of us players because we're not speaking up? Just let unfair practices like this fly by, let bygones be bygones, and we'll continue to say ridiculous things like, "It is what it is, boys," and leave it at that. It's astonishing to see people see the glass so cracked and empty with no hope of improving. My god, lovelies, I love this game to bits, and I wish you would guys see that. I know some of you do. I just want to see this game grow positively and not get called a dirty gacha game, because it offers so much to the gacha space and even to mobile gaming. I just wanted to see it respected for all the amazing things that it does, at least to some degree, But that's my rant for today. I can't believe I had to make another video about this, but I think it's highly important to also point out the perspectives of newbies and casual gacha gamers who may not be aware of the obstructive tactics of gacha games. Well, if you like my video and agree with some of my points, please feel free to share it with the community, and if you want to join the Goblin family, hit that subscribe button. I'm Lynn, the Gacha Goblin, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you lovelies in the next video. Bye-bye now.